Hello everyone, and welcome to Caroline's Craftery and another episode of using junky jeans. This has been such a fun series. I hope you're following along, and I hope you have a pair of junky jeans that you can cut up. Today we are talking strips. So you can cut what we're doing today. I'm going to cut about ½ inch. You could do these any width you want. So let's just rip that up. Kind of right up to where I've been cutting all the other ones. And let's make sure we got these threads cut off. In other words, they just get all over the place. I'm saving those because I've got an idea for them. Let's get rid of our jeans. Throw them on the floor. And now let's pull out any threads. And let's snip off the seam on the end. Now you can do so many things with the strips. This was left over from something else, and I'm just going to save that for toppers on tags and whatnot. It's a nice thin one. It's only about 1/4 inch. But just, on the top of a tag, you're done. A little piece. So I'm going to save that piece for that. So here is my strip. One more. I want to pull that other thread out of there. Okay. Now I'm sure a lot of people have made the folded fabric ribbon, which you just fold it back and forth like that. And then you stitch down the middle. So that's another idea of using these strips. But today, I am going to do these little dangles. And they've got beads on them. They might be a little bit thick for inside a journal, but outside they would be fine. There's also this here, which is kind of like a little folded ribbon. Folded fabric ribbon with the beads in it, which I used thread on. So you can, I hope that's focusing. So you can use any color of beads, any size of beads. This one here, I've used a head pin in there. So let's make one of those today. We got this here. We got a little tray. We've got some thread and a few beads. Might need my awl for this. So I'm going to poke a hole in here. Maybe 1/8 inch to the end. And I'm going to put that head pin through there, like so. Now, depending on your fabric, you can push the head pin right through. Sometimes it kind of gets stuck, but I find if I push it against my thumb, that comes in. Now let's put a bead on there. So this is actually, they're pretty easy to make, really. And then I'm going to pull that through so it's just about into the bead. Hopefully you can see that. Now I'm going to push it. So then I just push it against my finger or my thumb, and then I just twist it. and the head pin comes through. Now on the back side, I want about a 1/2 inch. And again, I'm just going to push that through. So you see on the back, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Okay, now we're going to put another bead on the front. Now I thought these would go great on a dangle or just on the side of a page or hanging from your closure on the front of your journal. And again, just twisting that until I kind of feel the eye pin poking my finger. It doesn't really poke your finger, but you can feel it when it comes through the cloth. Just like that. Now we're going to put on another bead. I think a seed bead would be too small for this. I don't think you would get the nice effect that the bigger beads give. And then basically I'm going back and forth until I get it however long I want it. Now on this one I pretty much used all the eye pin and I did 4 beads on there. So I'll probably do the same on this one. There we go. And I think I'm going to just put that over there, just so then that'll be where my finish is. And as you get to the end of your pin thing, it gets a little bendy, I guess would be a good way of describing it. Okay, cut that off there. I could go one more. I could have. These would make a great earring as well. So, and even though, like, you look at these here right now, I've got 4 beads on each of them, but they are a different size. Okay, I've got some pliers and some wire cutters. I'm going to push this down and I'm going to cut right the thickness of my fingers. For me, that's just the right amount. It might not be the same for you, but for me it works. Let's cut that off. Let's get some other pliers here. And now let's bend it over. You can see that I've just bent it over, and now I'm going to come back with my round nose pliers. I'm going to make a loop in there. Kind of make it all nice and straight. Make sure we've got that closed tight. And there we go. I'm going to cut this off a tiny little bit. There we go. So there we have a dangle. Now, like I say, you could put it in like on the side of your book. You could make like a big dangle out of a bunch of these. Just use them on your page. But let's do one with the sewing. Let's dig out a few more beads. Let's see, can we find a few that are the same as the ones that we picked out? There's actually a couple different colors in here. They're all white, but The white can be such different colors at times. That should be more than enough. Now I've just got some embroidery floss. I used the blue that was kind of close to the denim color. And we're kind of going to do the same thing. My knot is down in here. So I'm going to just go through it again about the same distances. Usually, you know, like a ½ inch. So I'm just going to go up and down through here. Just so then my knot will be hidden. Because this is going to end up getting folded like so. So we're going to make the fold. And we're going to come through both of those layers. So now my knot is in there. Let's put on a bead. And again, the same thing, we're like I say, we're talking like the ½ inch type thing. And again, that depends on the bead that you use. And put it through like that. Now we're going to come about a ½ inch away. And come through. And that's going to make your little thing on that side of your bead. So now another bead. So this way you could make them as long as you wanted. So if you wanted it down the spine of your book, actually this would actually look really good down the spine. Actually that would look really good. Okay, now go in, as I say, about the ½ inch. And there we go again. So on the back, ½ inch, go through the front, another bead. Once you get going on these, they are actually very quick. Again, our ½ inch. You could even use different color beads, different sizes. There's no reason why you couldn't use different sizes. What's going on here? There we go. And again, our ½ inch, trying to stay in the middle. You could also do this with other types of fabric. Okay, let's just keep going. We'll just make this one shorter for the purpose of the video. So now when you get it as long as you want it, you're just going to tie it off on the back somehow. Now I want to have this last thing. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about when I say, oh, this thing. Let's do that. So now we've got that final little bump there. So now I'll go back through my blue jean material, and I'm going to bring that up. So let's cut this off about where we want it. Don't cut your thread. There is that, like that. Now we can tie this off. And what I did for this end is I just went to my back side, took my needle down and around that stitch, and I just did a couple ½ inches. You're not really gonna see this. Okay, let's do 3 times. 3 times the charm. Okay, now we can snip that off. And I will actually put a little dab of glue on there. And I'd probably put a little dab in there just because. But there is a way to make them that they're sewing. So you've got that sits like that. These stay stiffer because of the wire in there. Now you could use just a piece of wire in there and make them as long as you wanted as well. But for the longer ones, chances are they're going to be glued down to something. But I think they're really cute, really easy to make. You can do them any size. You can use any color beads to match your project. But they're just they're simple, they're easy, and they look very cool. Now you could use these as an earring or something if you wanted. Use them as a necklace. Who knows? Anything you wanted, you can use them for. But it's a good way to use up little strips of any fabric. Give you a nice close-up of them. But I think they're cute. I'm going to do a couple more to use up this strip. And then I will have them for future use on whatever I decide to put them on. These little ones, I'm probably going to either add them to a charm or add them to the edge of a page. Whereas these sewn ones, I would probably glue them onto something. They would make a cute little tab on your page. Like if you had, let's see what I got, just a piece of paper. So you just do it as a tab, like so. On there, you could use these as a tab as well, and then put a little dangle on there. So then when your page is hanging, you've got your tab with a little dangle hanging down. Whereas the longer ones, I would use them along the edge of a page or on a cover. There again, you could hang it part way over. Then it would be a bit of a frill on the edge. And you can have as much frilly, poofy stuff as you want on the edges. It all depends on what you want with yours. But a fun project, I think. And another way to use up junky jeans. Hope you're following along. Check out the Facebook group. Check out the other videos. Check out the playlists, etc. And we'll see you soon. Bye.